Hello everyone, my name is Bethany and today I'll be interviewing a pharmacist. Today we'll be discussing the importance of mobility. So please start us off by introducing yourself.
Hi, my name is Tim. I am a pharmacist and a pharmacy manager at a Walgreens pharmacy.
Alright. So what do you believe is an important part of your job?
Well, a lot of things, but the most important thing is, I believe, is counseling. Number one. Number two would be education, educating patients on how to take the medication, specific side effects, and dosages, and what would one do if you overdose on a medication, and where and what can you do to get help. I think that's very important.
What specific medications work well for improving movement?
There are quite a few things, but I would say number one, I would say any anti-inflammatories and certain pain medications. Of course, you got your ice and heat, but yeah, I would say anti-inflammatories.
Okay. What should people know about creams, gels, or other treatments for pain and stiffness?
Well, there's quite a few of them out there. They're different. Some are just generate heat. Some generate ice or cool, and then there are some creams, topical creams that actually have anti-inflammatories in them that can cause certain side effects, and it can be dangerous if you don't know about them. Yeah.
What tools or devices do you recommend that make moving more easier?
Tools and devices. Okay, there's a few things. There's some orthotics that you can use, which is like cushions, insoles you can put in your shoes. There's certain walkers and scooters you can use. There's some braces, I think, ankle braces, back braces, things like that you can use to help out.
Okay. Are there any new medicines or treatments for mobility problems that you find interesting?
Yes, there's nothing wrong with the old ones. They work just fine, but there are some new ones. And specifically, I know the platelet-rich plasma. That's very, very interesting to me. That's out there. That's an option. It's very expensive, but it's out there.
Can you briefly explain what it is?
Yes, it's basically so you take a sample of your own blood, and you put it in a centrifuge, and then you separate the part of the blood that has all the plasma in it, that has all the healing factors and things like that, and separate it from the other part, and you get the enriched nutrient factors, and you inject it back into your body that you need healing. It can be help with joint pain, even hair loss. Oh. Because it regenerates. Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Okay. What are some common mobility issues you see in different age groups? So like starting off with like kids.
Oh, kids. Kids not too much. They don't stretch at all, so they just I guess it's walking straight. I guess they're just stretching. Just get out of the house. That's for kids, because they don't get out much. They spend a lot of time on screen time, things like that. So now they're not mobile, they're not athletic like they used to be. Some overweight maybe. So yeah. So.
What about any teenagers? Maybe.
Teenagers I see, because they do play sports in high school, and they do specifically football, volleyball. A lot of injuries. A lot of they roll their ankles, their wrists, a finger, hyperextend the knee. So a lot of things like that. So yeah, they do come in. So we recommend it's the same thing: ice, heat, anti-inflammatories, things like that.
And then adults.
Adults, yeah, it gets a little more complicated because they start having more diseases or issues, chronic issues, whether it be diabetes, which is circulation problems, so they can't move, or they can't feel their feet, their legs sometimes, and then even and some have arthritis when you start getting a little older. So yeah.
And then lastly, like the senior citizens.
Okay, especially the seniors. So you see quite a bit of those because in seniors, you see a lot of arthritis. You see, it could be, so any joint related, it could be rheumatoid arthritis, it could be any other arthritis, okay, osteoarthritis. And a lot of conditions, when you get older, it just contributes to that.
Okay. What type of medications do you see that are most common for people with mobility issues in general?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, a lot of anti-inflammatories, a lot of steroids, corticosteroids, not the anabolic ones, but the catabolic steroids, which have anti-inflammatory effects, and it also suppresses your immune system. So you have to kind of watch out for that. But those two are the main ones I see for mobility issues.
Okay. What advice do you give patients about the side effects of medicine? So, like, further elaborate on it.
Okay. Most of the anti-inflammatories for mobility, like I mentioned before, they're anti-inflammatory and they're immunosuppressive. So most of the anti-inflammatories like Advil or ibuprofen, Aleve or naproxen or aspirin, they stop the inflammation process, but they also stop your body from producing some of the clotting factors, or healing clotting factors like thromboxanes, things like that. So while doing that, you're gonna thin your blood, so it's gonna tear up your stomach. That's how you get the stomach upsets, and then you're gonna bruise easier too because your body's not healing as fast. So of course, that's why we recommend them. Take it with food and things like that, just to try to offset the side effects.
So essentially, the side effects are like suppression of other systems that
that
really intended, but
exactly.
inevitably are. Yeah. Okay. And lastly, what additional advice do you have for patients who are concerned with their mobility in general?
I recommend taking care of your body, eat, sleep, rest, stretching is very important. Before and after each exercise, any physical activity. So whenever you do have an injury, your body and your joint, can compensate and heal quicker, and then prevent, further damage or it could be worse if you don't stretch and you're not flexible enough to for your body to handle the injury. Yeah.
Are there any specific regions you notice are mostly affected, so that people can target them, like maybe with stretches?
Oh, so yeah, it's your lower body and your back. Yeah, specifically even shoulders, but yeah, your lower extremities are very important because you need that, to stabilize, to balance, to walk, everything. Everything's your body's only as strong as your weakest link. That's what they always say. So your ankle's weak, then that's what the injury's going to be. And your knee, then is weak, then that's where your injury's going to occur most of the time. And
I'm assuming a lot of issues arise down there too because of the lifestyle these days, since we sit down a lot, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're sitting down, you're not up and about, you're not stretching, you just, your eyes on the screen. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, no problem.